Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the Spirit of God, our moments with the universal King, Christ the King, with Him, and our moments also to go deeper into our own self and see what Christ the King has done for us and what He continues to want to do with us, and how we are responding to Him. Maybe you like these videos. You may please share it with others and also subscribe. Thank you. Today, as you can see, I have got this statue decorated and Jesus with the beautiful crown and a red kind of cincture like for the kings. Yes, because we are celebrating today the feast of Christ the King, which comes just once a year. Otherwise, normally what we have and what is the most popular symbol for Christianity is Jesus Christ on the cross. And if there is a crown, it is a crown of thorns that symbolizes Jesus' life. And it is only once a year that we want to celebrate Jesus as the King of the universe, or King of Kings, or universal King. And only once in a year, of course, in India, we have the procession in public. Here in Europe, they don't have procession on Feast of Christ the King, but they have it in month of June on the Feast of Corpus Christi. Maybe it has to do also with the weather, that in June here it is summer and it is beautiful weather, and in India or in Asia, June is seething with heat, and therefore we do it this way. Anyway, that's another matter. But yes, though cross is the symbol of Jesus' death, but that was not the end. He rose from the dead on the third day and continues to reign and rule the world. Rule the world how? With might, with atom bombs, with planes, with rockets, with missiles? No. His reign, His kingdom is the kingdom of love, of mercy, of kindness, of love for the neighbor, His own love for us. With that, He wants to rule our hearts. He wants to be the king of our hearts. There is a lot we can say that Jesus, why He is celebrated as the King of the universe, but I always remember one beautiful poem that one Dr. James had written, which I can't say by heart, so I will just read it out to you. I have brought my iPad and I will read out to you how beautiful this is, and that actually sums up that even though He was crucified and had crown of thorns, Pilate had written on top of that, Jesus of Nazareth, King of Jews. Remember? And people had objected to that He is not the King of Jews, but He called Himself to be the King of Jews. But Pilate said, what I have written is written, or what is written is written, and that stays. Because that is the truth, that He was at that time understood to be the King of the Jews at the time of His death. But with His resurrection, He also became the King of the whole world, the King of love, the King of forgiveness. And this is a beautiful poem, as I said, written by one Dr. James Allen Francis. I will just read out to you quickly. It says, and the title of the poem is One Solitary Life. He was born in an obscure village, the child of a peasant woman. He grew up in still another village, where he worked in a carpenter shop until he was 30. Then for 3 years, he was an itinerant preacher. He never wrote a book. He never held an office. He never had a family or owned a house. He didn't go to college. He never visited a big city. He never traveled 200 miles from the place where he was born. He did none of these things. One usually associates with greatness. He had no credentials but himself. He was only 33 when the tide of public opinion turned against him. His friends ran away. He was turned over to his enemies and went through the mockery of a trial. He was nailed to the cross between two thieves. While he was dying, his executioners gambled for his clothing, the only property he had on earth. When he was dead, he was laid in a borrowed grave through the pity of a friend. 20 centuries have come and gone, and today he is the central figure of the human race and the leader of mankind's progress. All the armies that have ever marched, all the navies that have ever sailed, all the parliaments that ever sat, all the kings that ever reigned, put together, have not affected the life of man on earth as much as that one solitary life. Isn't that poem the right eulogy or right description of Christ the King, whom we celebrate today? I am sure you want to make that solitary life also the king of your heart. And as I have told you that on this channel there are also other films of mine, Star Over Bethlehem, Happy Birthday, Hak Hamara, Uphaar, Chote Ustad, Aisa Kyun Hota Hai, Paisa Ya Bhagwan. There are several films, Ladli. So you may please go to them, scroll down and enjoy the films. Thank you very much.